Let's see.
You guys have the Instagram?
We've got one that's being built out for the Montgomery office. Carrying 2 pages.
I got rid of my personal page.
Hey guys, we are here. Sorry for the hiccup. Zoom wanted to restart. My computer wanted to reboot. Zoom still has a weird window popped up. So if for some reason it restarts, I can't X out of it. So I apologize. I'm going to cast it over to Glenn. I'm going to be monitoring the chat. We are excited to have today getting going with stuff. And so I apologize for the delay, but we're going to get started now. So let me turn this camera around.
You can do that with the there you go.
All right.
I'll see a blue light.
All right. Do y'all see? Do you see it? Really? Y'all see Glenn? Can y'all see the screen? Ish, sort of. Okay. I can't do anything about the slides, but he probably could share the slides or something with us. Anything relevant on there, especially. Okay, so I've got to leave myself on mute. Glenn, say something. Let's make sure.
Hello, everyone. How's that?
Thumbs up, Sarah. You hear him okay? Okay. Well, we're good then. Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to interrupt, but this Zoom thing was like giving me trouble. Giving me trouble. Before we start though, Glenn, Liz, can you talk about what you're working on for hurricane relief stuff?
Sure. So I wanted to do something for the office for Hurricane Ian. Right now, I got in touch with the Red Cross, who's the only person that has returned my phone calls. If anybody has any other connections, let me know. But pretty much all they need is monetary and blood. At this moment, they said they just don't have the resources to get any kind of food donation or clothes donation down there. It's easier for them to collect the money and buy what they need down there than it is to that. So anyway, so I'm trying to organize a blood drive here at the office. They'll bring the bus. We're also creating a little microsite for us to embed in our websites and social media that we can collect money from. You can invite clients, you can invite colleagues, whatever. I'm trying to get somebody to sponsor lunch. So if you guys, again, know of anyone to sponsor lunch and kind of have an event, just like a hurricane event for the KW office. I think that would be awesome for us to do and get together on. If we can get, if we want to maybe involve Auburn somehow or anybody else, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
If we want to just keep it KW Montgomery. So if anybody has any ideas or wants to pitch in, let me know.
Yeah, just stay tuned because we're working on that.
Roll out in the next couple of weeks. They're super eager for it. I have some base involvement interest as well, so I might be able to work something with Maxwell as well. Because when I asked them about it, they were like, "Oh my gosh, please do this." So
Cool. Awesome.
We'll work with you on that too, the sponsor, yeah.
thank you.
I was about to say, we have a wonderful sponsor here in the room.
There you go. There you go.
We have a few big teams that are spread out through Florida and a few of them state. And we're sending updates in the midst of it, and it's wild.
Dude, it's crazy down there right now. It's insane.
There's a KW in Fort Myers, and she's like been updating, that whole town is gone. It's crazy.
It's awful. We lived through a couple of those hurricanes in Tampa and we had some donations when we lived down there. I mean, it gets crazy. The whole area just kind of locks down and it's its own little crazy place.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll get it with you. We'll be glad to work with you on something like that. Yeah.
That's perfect. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Katie, you want to roll?
That's you. You got it.
All right. Well, first off, I'll start with my gratitude to say thank you to all of you for allowing us to come in and do these. Like I said, every time I'm up here, I know this is a platform that a lot of folks in my industry would like to have, and so we appreciate the opportunity to come in and present to you, and hopefully all of you receive value in these presentations. locations that we have made now. So that's my gratitude. The second thing is, I thought about this driving over today, was to affirm all of you and really just encourage you in that the investment that Keller is making and all of you are making to attend these. I was a guest for a podcast yesterday, a real estate podcast, and the topic of conversation was what everybody's talking about: the shift in the market, interest rates, all those things that tend to kind of weigh us down a little bit. Oh my gosh, this one's tough. And it is tough, but at the same time, it's one that, you know, it's the, like the old saying, you know, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And folks like all of you, this Keller Williams team that's investing and spending the time to do this type of stuff to differentiate yourself, are the ones that's going to help survive these times that we're going through right now. So we had, I think I shared this with you guys about a month ago. There's a lot of people that call themselves experts, but we do have a really good market expert in our world. The guy here is HIPID. He's been around for like 30 years, and he studies financial markets. He has a website that almost every loan officer in the business probably subscribes to. It's interest rate forecast, market commentary, that type of stuff. This guy's almost spot on year over year with his forecast on rates. A couple months ago, we had him on as a guest, and he had told us, hey, we think we're going to end the year somewhere maybe low fives in interest rates and settle into the mid to high fours in summer of next year. But he said it's going to get worse before it gets better. And he was spot on, because the last week and a half, rates got worse. You know, we hit a 40-year high for mortgage rates a couple of weeks ago, like 7.25. We were quoting about a week and a half ago. So he was right, it get worse, but now it's starting to settle down. Finally starting to hear some commentary on inflation coming back under control. When inflation is low, mortgage rates tend to follow. And so that's going to be the driver that's going to get rates back down into that low fives, high fours type range. Guys on the podcast yesterday, you think we'll see rates in the threes again? And I said that I do not. It's going to be the only thing that can get us back into that range again would be if the Fed started buying bonds again, and they made it very clear that they're not interested in doing that right now. Their main purpose is to get inflation under control. So some encouragement there as well. Rates are starting to come down a little bit. Some inventories coming back on the market. It feels like things are normalizing a little bit, and we should see some stability in rates. And hopefully, since Q4, here we go, right? So after Santa Claus comes, maybe rates will be that can be a present for us when Santa comes and kick off the new year back with some more favorable rates. Okay.
Wait, before you
Yes,
go, I'm sorry.
please.
Why does it make sense that it will not go back to 3? I think that's important, because so people are like lamenting over, oh, the three. It doesn't, I mean, in the history of real estate and mortgage lending, is that like common that we see a 3?
You know, when you look at, even when people were panicking a couple of weeks ago, when we started hitting the 7% range, you know, when you look at mortgage rates over the last 25 to 30 years, and you add in time value of money type stuff, you know, a rate of 5.5 to 6% is really a good average rate. Those rates in the low threes that we saw, the only reason we saw rates get that low is because the Fed was spending billions of dollars buying bonds, and bonds are tied to mortgage rates. So when there's a lot of money going into the bond market, the rates tend to fall to control the amount of money that's going in, and the Fed was spending billions of dollars buying bonds to keep rates low. The minute they stop with that, is when we start seeing rates trickle up, and these inflation conversations that start kicking in when they jumped.
So that's why the word adjustment should be used. Correction, not, you know, we shouldn't proceed with hysteria.
There was actually printing more money to buy the bonds to keep the rates down.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's what caused inflation.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
One of those double-edged swords. So,
Sorry, I just thought that was
No,
important
you're-
for understanding
it
the
is.
perspective, especially if you just got into real estate and you're thinking, oh gosh, it was in the 3s and now it's, you know, not. We don't need to chase the 3. That's not really realistic. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay.
I
Sorry.
think for us, no, this was great feedback, because I get that question a lot too. Do you think rates are going to get back that low? And I really,
Nor really
at least
should
for
they.
The time span of our careers. I
Yeah.
don't see
Yeah.
back in that
That'd be a great marketing post to show people like the traditional
Do you have a graphic with like,
graphics.
share that with me and I'll share that with everybody to
I
use.
do,
That'd be
absolutely.
a great.
Let's see.
Hey, Gerald Davis. See, y'all can't see me, but I can see y'all. Isn't it weird?
All right, guys.
Okay, now we can get with the video.
And I will do as well, the presentation from 2 weeks ago on branding, and this one as well. So, the file size, I'm trying to send it, it's too big, so I'm gonna have to do, I think, a Google Drive.
And just share
And
it.
drop it into the Google Drive for you and you can share it with everyone in there so that you guys have access to all of these.
Sounds good.
So here's what we're gonna do today. So 2 weeks ago was on branding. I know Tyler's done the Instagram class, and the social media stuff is hot topics right now. I think the next social media class for us to maybe do together, it may cause some anxiety, but it shouldn't, is probably TikTok. We talked a
Oh,
little bit
yes,
about that.
I was experimenting yesterday. It was not going well, so. It was Instagram. I can Instagram with the best of the millennials. I cannot TikTok.
But that, what you did was similar to what you did.
Well, I tried to TikTok. It's like already locked me out. I don't know. It's the whole thing. Anyway,
We will, I think that's probably the next one for us to dial in is TikTok.
I agree.
And when we do it, we may even bring, Tyler and I have a whole setup of like, ring light camera and all that stuff. We may do that if anybody wants to be brave enough to record a couple of.
It's a safe space in here, guys.
Safe space, that's right, safe space. This today, we are gonna talk about some social media type stuff, but this really isn't gonna be geared towards social media. This is really geared towards video and how to use video as content. And we teach some of that up when we talk about branding, and we talk about the engagement that you receive on your social media platforms is exponentially higher when there's a video attached to it as opposed to text. So we kind of teed that up in the branding class that we did a couple weeks ago. So now we're going to take it a little bit further and show you some things and ideas that you can do around videos, show you some free software that's out there that you can use to edit videos, and give you some ideas of some things that will help generate traction for you when you post this stuff. So here's what we're going to cover today. Why should we use video? We're going to look at a couple of examples of some most watched videos that went viral pretty quick. Recording and editing software that's out there, most of it's free. I'm going to show you there's some you pay for if you wanted to, but most of what I show you there is free. Platforms that you can post it to, and as always, takeaways and action plans for how you can implement it. There's one thing that happens a lot of times when we sit in sessions like these, I'm guilty of it too, is we look at the material and say, oh, that's great, and then life hits, right? And it never gets implemented. So we're going to talk about some takeaways to how you can record a video and post it today. But also, one of the last things we're going to talk about too, because I know that time is one of those, that's that commodity that we never have enough of, right? There are some tools out there where instead of, a lot of times folks get caught in the rut of thinking I need to record a video and I can't find the time to do it. I'm going to show you some tools and resources that are out there where if you could budget out 30 to 45 minutes of your day, record 4, 5, 6 different pieces of content. There is tools and software out there, free tools and software where you can upload that and it will post it for you at different times when you tell it. So it kind of takes out the whole daily grind of, man, I know I need to post something, but I don't have time, or just life getting in the way of it. Next thing you know, it's time to go to bed and just repeat the next day. All right, so why video? Here's some interesting statistics for you. So 73% of homeowners are more likely to list with an agent who does video. That was a study that was done back in 2020. So this was COVID year when we did the study. But 73% of homeowners are more likely to list with an agent who will use video to market their home. 40% of buyers find virtual tours as helpful. And that kind of goes back to one of the things we talked about in branding is we are dealing with a generation now that doesn't want to deal face-to-face anymore. They just don't. Right? And so much of life that has been made easy to where we don't have to do it anymore. Rick, you're in the car business, right? Like now, Carvana, you can go on your app and you can sell or buy a car in 10 minutes when we're talking about it. I mean, it's just, now mortgages and real estate, a lot of that stuff's the same way. We're dealing with a generation that they just don't really want to see people and deal with people. And the virtual tours help for the people that have anxiety, or just the people that just won't come to an open house. Virtual tours are helpful there to drive engagement with those folks. 72% of customers would rather learn about a product or service by way of video. And it goes to this, like what we're talking about in branding, is where, you know, now folks, they don't want to read a post, right? Especially anything that's more than one paragraph. Most folks only make it for the first 2 or 3 sentences and don't read the rest of it. But if the first 5 seconds of a video is engaging, they'll watch the whole video. So we're going to talk about that some more. You can see the stat here, 72% of folks, when it comes to learning about a product or a service, in this instance, listing a house or selling a house would be the service. Folks want to hear about that process through video instead of reading about it. Social media posts with video, 48% more views. Look at this one here. Social videos get shared 1,200% more than text images. So again, that goes back to social media. If you're making a post and typing a post about a house or features or something like that without a video attached to it, you get 1,200% more engagement if you have a video that's attached to it. So you guys are probably starting to see the trend of where you're going to get more engagement, you're going to get more shares and likes on social media with video than you are on just a standard post. Website, 53% more likely to reach the front page of Google if it has video. It's pretty interesting, right? We talked about that in class last week. Old people like me use Google, right? Young folks use social media. Young folks, the way they search is by hashtag, whatever they want to search for. Old people like me still go to Google. And I'm going to show you a slide here in a minute that says Google's not dead. So I don't want anybody to think that that's the case. Google being able to be found in Google is still important. It all goes back to the demographic you're chasing. You're chasing millennials, hashtags, to be able to find you through searches there. If it's not millennials, we're going to look at things like YouTube and Facebook, hey, to make sure those things show up through Google for the old folks to search that way. All right, so most watched videos. This is a study that was done by NAR as well. So listing videos, and even seeing some people now that kind of do the teaser videos, like, you know, standing out in front of the office here in the parking lot with the camera on and say, hey, this is Glenn Wilson with Keller Williams. I just signed a listing agreement with a client on a new house that's going to hit the market soon. You're going to love it. It's a 3-bedroom, 4-bath. It's got a swimming pool. These folks just did $50,000 in upgrades. You're not going to want to miss seeing this house. It's going live on MLS on Friday. More to come, like teaser videos like that. Those things have a ton of engagement right now. So teaser videos and listing videos. We're going to look at some YouTube stuff today. So content that gets hits on YouTube. Moving to Montgomery would be one, right? So what are some things that people might want to know about Montgomery if they're relocating into Montgomery? I'm going to show you some examples of folks that made content where, you know, things we could do around Montgomery would be showcase the museums and the history in downtown Montgomery. We have a ton of history in downtown Montgomery. The zoo, you know, like if you haven't been to the zoo lately, you need to check out the zoo. You got a new baby, right? You need to check out the zoo pretty soon.
Had to cool down before we do anything.
You got an incredible zoo. Anybody go to the zoo right now?
I haven't gone back since COVID.
I go twice a week.
Beautiful. So you can speak about.
Yeah, but she's used to the Tampa zoo. It's a lot better.
No, so we're
It looks beautiful. And there's so many improvements. It's so nice.
They needed to.
Nobody there during the week. Take you during the week. There's nobody there. All the animals are like, engaged. It's awesome. I love it.
So the #1 search topic on Google for a family that is relocating to another city, I can take a guess what it's. It's so close. Schools is a close second. The #1 topic is family things to do in blank, whatever that city is. So, you know, that can be something where you can create content to share on social media that's something along the lines of, hey, if you're thinking about moving to Montgomery, we've got some great things here. You can create 5 or 6 different content clips of where one could be, hey, I'm outside of the Montgomery Zoo. You know, roll up out there with a selfie stick in just a 30-45 second. Hey, when you come to Montgomery, you've got to see the zoo. We've got rhinos, we've got giraffes, you can pet the giraffes, you can feed the giraffes.
$3, like I had $3.
For the cup of grass, right?
Yeah.
A little cup of grass.
They take out one
appreciation of it, you have a slingshot, like fruit at elephants. I had an elephant and then with a sweet potato, it was a great time. Literally everybody.
See, there's your content right
There
there.
you go, that's it. The skylift.
Liz, the sweet potato launcher.
I felt so bad, so please don't call me, like, I'm so sorry, like, you told me to launch it, I launched it, and it's right in my head.
That's right.
I was happy to look at it.
Just got his attention, that's all it was. So little things like that are things that folks search for. So again, you can create 5, 6 things very easily, 30, 45 second videos of things that a family can do, or if you're moving to Montgomery, stuff along the lines of dry cleaners, restaurants you want to eat at, all those types of things. Those get big time hits when you're showcasing things around your city. Cost of living is another popular search. So Katie was right, schools is number 2. That could be something else that you can do with posts. We just talk about the schools that we have around the city. Cost of living is a popular one. So, man, I wonder what it's, what the cost of living is there. So it could be something as simple as, hey, here's the average gas prices in Montgomery. It's a free app on your phone that you can download called Gas Buddy. It's a free app. You can screenshot that and say, here's the average price of gas in Montgomery today if you're looking to move to Montgomery. Little things like that. Folks are curious to know what the cost of living is. Pros and cons of living in your city, right? You guys have to be careful with that, because I know, things can be seen as, and we do too in my world. We have to be mindful of redlining and all that type of stuff. But high level overarching conversations, nothing wrong with those as long as we're not saying, hey, stay away from Sturbridge.
Yeah.
Do not buy a house in Sturbridge. That type of stuff is fine, but overarching comments are okay. Neighborhood community highlight videos. I saw our new office in Hampstead, and they are doing a deal in Hampstead right now where I think it's the 3rd Sunday of every month they're doing a food truck deal. So a couple Sundays ago, they had like 9 food trucks out there, and there were cars everywhere. So that could be something that's highlighting stuff that's going on in the community. We'll see a video on that. Educational stuff is huge. Especially educational videos that are dispelling myths, right? So when I think about your world, a lot of times the first time home buyer, they think, oh, I have to pay Katie for Katie to go show me houses, right? They don't understand the sellers and that typically picks up the commissions, right? So putting some content out there to dispel myths is something as well that drives a ton of engagement on our year-end as real estate agents. In my world for finance, it's payments. Folks want to know what my payment be and what's my down payment. So that's something that we can partner together with you on, where we're on video with you together and say, just a real quick 30, 40
Generically, here's this price point. Yeah.
That's exactly right. Something like that. And market updates. What's going on in the market? Appreciation rates, interest rates, that type of stuff. Just very high level information about the markets will drive engagement. All right, I'm going to show you guys a couple of these. So this is the listing video. This lady listed this. This lady has a YouTube channel where she will list her videos, and this will give you an idea of one that she did. Nope. If not, we will. I'll send it to you in a link. I'm going to do it like this.
Hi guys, Lori Cotton here with the Access Office.
Just playing somewhere.
And the awesome city of Waverly. This is 2577 Sunak Ridge. This 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and unit townhome is in great condition. It's got brand new carpet, fresh paint, and
All right, so I'll send you guys a link to that. But basically, here's what she's doing. She is going into her house, into the houses, and she's keeping these videos at 45 seconds to a minute. All right, so the key to that time frame again is going back to people's attention spans for how long they'll watch a video for, right? 2, 3, 4 minutes. On average, folks are only watching the video for roughly 30 to 40 seconds. So she intentionally keeps the videos at that. And I'm going to show you the software that she uses, but she goes in and she does this with her iPhone. So there's no professional camera or nothing like that. She'll go in and she'll video, a few seconds of the front yard, the front door, the living room, the bedroom, and then she'll take it and put it into a piece of software called CapCut and show you that here in a second. It's free piece of software. It will automatically mesh those together, and then she does a voiceover. so she can record her voiceover, and then she posts it on YouTube, and she's averaging 2,000 to 3,000 hits per listing that she puts up on her YouTube site. So what, like I said, I'll show you in a second the software that she's using. Here's something else. Angela O'Hare, she's a realtor that's in Las Vegas, and anybody that's moving to Las Vegas probably has some preconceived notions of what that market is like. So these are some things where she's posting these educational videos. We talked about that a second ago. Something that adds value. Hey, here's what to expect when you come to Vegas. And if you go to our YouTube channel and watch her videos, she's very intentional of making sure folks understand, hey, there's not casinos on
Every neighborhood.
Vegas, right? It's hey, here's what Vegas looks like 2 blocks away from the strip, 3 blocks away from the strip. And then even some of the stuff like we talked about, things to do with family, schools, dry cleaners, restaurants you need to eat at. Everything she focuses on is outside of the strip. Has a ton you see here. That one video right there at the time this was published last year was 3,000 plus views. Austin, Texas is the hottest market in real estate right now. Has been for 2 years in a row. There's a ton of industry that's moving there, tech industries. It's the whole city is just booming, and their average sales price is up to almost $1 million. It's the affordability index is pretty low in that market just because it's the cost of houses is so big. This is Jeremy Knight in Austin, Texas. He put this video out. You can see this is 2020 when he put it out. 5,000 views within 2 weeks of posting that video. So, I think that shows a couple of things. One, there's a lot of people moving to Austin and want to learn about it. But secondly, when you go back to the educational content that's there, folks are looking to him as an expert for what to expect when they move to Austin. We talked about this a second ago, something we could do, jointly together to create some awareness. Is cost right now. Everybody's curious around. Everybody's hearing the negative, right? Because negative stuff sells. Everybody's hearing the negative. The rates are high. A lot of people are disqualifying themselves from thinking that they can buy a house that they couldn't afford the payment. So, how much is it going to cost? How much are homes in Montgomery? What's the average sales price? What would that equate to in a monthly payment? What would that be in down payment? All those things. Educational content that creates value. This year, within a week of her posting it, 1,000 views on this YouTube page. And then here is, this is Summer Aston. She's in Boise, Idaho. And this is one where she is spotlighting neighborhoods. So her YouTube channel, about the first 10 videos that you see on her channel is where she has gone to every community and kind of stands out front, has a selfie stick, and hey, this is Wynn Lakes. This neighborhood here, homes average between 30 to, brand new. There's some new construction. Average age of houses in here is 20 years old. Whatever you wanted to spotlight on that neighborhood. Here's Sturbridge, here's Bell Meadows. You can go around 30, 45 seconds with a selfie stick standing out front and give folks some information on neighborhoods as well. That's the way Summer has built her channel, which is pretty neat. Local business reviews. These are pretty neat as well. So again, when you think of folks that may not be from here, things that they would want to know about before they come in. So restaurants, the owner of the restaurant, staying out front of the restaurant with a selfie stick. Hey, this is Katie. Katie owns Katie's Sandwich Shop. Katie's famous sandwich is PB&J. You guys can check it out.
Oh my God, top notch sandwiches over here.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Those things, as silly as it sounds, folks want to know that, especially folks that aren't from here. And even folks that are from here, sometimes we forget about what we have here. How many times have you ever had somebody ask you, hey, you want to go eat somewhere? It happens a lot. So things like that for places that may get lost or people not know about, new restaurants that are coming to town. Again, these are ways where you're creating video, creating content, and it helps differentiate you, be seen as even more of an expert in your field, above and beyond houses. You know the community, you're involved in the community, you're active in the community. Folks want to see that part and engage with it. All right, let's see, highlighting what's going on in the community. So if we get this video to play, this was pretty funny. If not, you'll see it in the next slide. So when we were talking about branding.
Try to hit the space bar. That works for, no, it works for me sometimes. It's funky. There it goes.
So last time we talked about branding, we said you gotta be entertaining first and then educate.
As a neighborhood expert, I love letting other people know about all the fun events that are happening in our great city. And this Saturday, at the beach club is hot band nights. Come on out for live music, Cuban style food. There's also going to be a cigar bar or a master roller from Cuba who rolls slush right in front of you. Now bust out that fedora and shine those shoes. Come out for fun this Saturday, September 16th from 6 to 9. Tickets are available in the State of our business office. Brian Argue, your trusted real estate advisor.
That's cute.
All right, so my kids would absolutely die if I posted.
Yeah.
I want me to do a TikTok so bad, like my mind will work.
Oh my gosh. She's come here and teach us about all of TikTok.
My oldest will melt. My youngest will be like, hey, that's awesome for now. He may change his stuff later, but again, like as silly as that stuff seems, sometimes it may seem a little cringy. Like folks love that kind of stuff, right? We all
Yeah,
have to.
yeah.
It does. It really does. But it takes an intentional decision. To get over the fear we have and everything like that, right? Because like we talked about in the branding class, folks want to see you. They want to see the real you.
And that's what you look like. I mean, this is what we all look like.
That's it. And they don't want to see this is take 47 of me recording this video so I can get my hair just right. And oh my gosh, I blinked too many times, or I said 3 or 4 times. Folks don't want to see the perfect you, they want to see the first take you because they can relate to that. So humor is one as well, or if you can add in some silliness, it helps break down barriers of folks getting to know the real you as opposed to where they may just see the professional side of you. All right, so let's go back in to food spots. Let's see if the food spot will work.
I'm Jason Harris. This is President.
All right, so that's Jason Ferris. That's his YouTube channel. I'm going to show you when we get towards the end of this presentation how to do that. Because some people will look at that intro right now and say, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Right?
That's professional.
I'm more of a Jesus guy.
I can't do that either, but I'm going to show you how you can do it for about $20, and show you where he did it as well. Because there's some sites and stuff out there that if you wanted to create a jingle, right? In the branding class 2 weeks ago, we talked about jingle. We've got the Just Dial 3 guy. He's got a pretty nifty jingle that you'll remember, right? You live in Montgomery long enough, you've heard the looky, here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control jingle, that type of stuff, right?
Bill Bradley. Yeah.
Yes.
Tyler Tellis on the radio.
My favorite one is Alexander Shinara. That's by far my favorite thing. Call me Alan.
That's it.
That's like you'll say that and somebody will recognize you. You're like, you're from Alabama. Yeah.
That's it.
Alexander Shinara.
So I'm going to show you some folks, that can do that for you okay. Educational videos. I'm going to show you just a quick highlight here.
Today we're talking about contingent offers. I know what you're thinking. In this market, who can compete with a contingent offer? I think it's all cash, sometimes offers. And hear me out. Most people have their down payment for their next home higher than the equity of their current home. And the only way they can get that equity out is by home equity line of credit, and they're taking house out, buying a new house, or selling that house, taking the money they make off of it, and buying a new one. But a lot of people are like, well, I can't find a new house. I'll sell this house, so I'm not gonna sell this house, but I don't know where I'm going. Let's see where I'm going with this, right? Here's the deal. You can win contingent offer, and this is what you do. You can find a property that maybe is overpriced, maybe it's been on the market a little while, and the seller is really eager to go there. That's you can approach that actually listed and up for sale. And so when you do that, you just need to make sure you tell your agent, my home is contingent upon me finding my next home. And the only way I'm gonna sell this one is if I walk down my next one. So when it comes to writing a contingent offer, you absolutely can make that happen. All you do is I'm not telling you. That's when you say that home for a longer period of time. Okay, have any questions, comment below, and see you next time.
All right, so a couple of things I'll point out in that video. That video was 1 minute, 12 seconds, which is kind of in the sweet spot, right? It's about where you want it, maybe a little long, but 1 minute, 12 seconds. And here's something that, here's something that I think is a good takeaway from this is some of you may have watched that and said, I don't agree with that. But first, I had to watch it a couple of times, right? Because, you know, I guess it all depends on our market, right? Everybody's market's different. So some things may work in some markets, some may not. But the thing to consider is that 2,000 views on that, right? So whether people agree with it or not, it's something that people are checking out and have engagement with. And that's another thing that's a good takeaway from these is don't get caught up on, am I going to say something wrong? Am I going to say something people don't agree with? Because sometimes if you post something like Taya's 2 cents here that folks don't agree with, it can create engagement and conversation, you know, around why you feel that way and why the other person doesn't feel that way. Now we know how social media is today, that can quickly turn into a chicken fight real quick, right? But that's why you can manage your comments on your social media posts if you need to turn them off. But sometimes that if someone doesn't agree and it's done the right way, it can become an extension of your education that you're trying to post. Where somebody may say, hey, I'm not sure about that, or tell me more. Folks love, and if we're all being honest, and we're scrolling through social media, we love looking at a post where there's 32 comments, and 28 of the 32 comments are people going back and forth, right? I love it. Love it.
I'm reading every last one of them. Yep.
That's right. So if it's done the right way, it can be an extension of the education that you're trying to post. All right, so I think this is, and this one, the format of this one may not post, but again, I'm going to send you guys the deck, and the deck has all these videos and the URLs to YouTube if you want to go in and watch them. You can. This is a blooper reel, and this really can get folks outside of their comfort zone.
You don't want me to move like this, it's what I say, welcome to your own parents, welcome parents. This home is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, this home is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it's conveniently located. This home features 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it's located in Southwest Gate, conveniently or relax in your very private, fully fenced in backyard, taking out the sun in this beautiful summer. We say that no matter for less, you get your very own tiki hut. Y'all know that.
All right, so Candace Decker, she's an EXP agent. On her YouTube channel, she does a blooper reel every year. And the blooper reel is the most watched video every year that she posts on her YouTube channel. And again, it's one of those things, why is that? One, people like to be entertained. Talked about before, entertain first, educate second. People like to be entertained. And it shows that she's human. A lot of times when we see, you know, folks that are very, very active in content that's posted, sometimes it can seem like that's not a real life person. And people love the blooper content. I go to church at Church of the Highlands every year. At the end of the year, they post a blooper reel, Pastor Chris, where it's his fumbles and his flubbers, and they'll show it in service, and they'll post it on the church's YouTube channel. And the same thing, it's exponentially higher for click rates because it just shows that you're human, right? And folks can connect with that. So take some guts to do it, but if you can step out and do it, it's one of those things that helps extend your brand and create awareness for you. All right, let's talk about some tools that are out there. Okay, so the first thing I would tell you is a lot of times the thing that people discount themselves on doing video with is they feel like they don't have the right equipment for it. And I need to buy $300-400 camera, I need to buy all this accessories, all this other stuff. I'm going to show you here today. No. The first most critical important piece that you need is sitting on the table right in front of you. Your smartphone, right? Everybody's got a smartphone. And for the most part, everybody has a phone now where this right here is probably more valuable than the Canon camera and all that stuff that you can go buy. It's nuts. It really is. It's all you can ask for, without going out and buying something else. And now, especially like the iPhone 11, 12, 13, 14 is out now. The filters that are in there, all that stuff, it makes it to where you have to do usually very little editing if you've got the right lighting. So let's look at a couple of things for recording. Two biggest things you need to be mindful of when you're recording video is your light and your audio. I'm just going to go back to what we were talking about just a second ago with audio, especially if you're recording something like in a room like this. You nailed it a second ago with ways we can overcome the echo. All right, so first thing, I'm going to send you guys this deck. If you want to take a picture of this, you can look it up, you can. We have this in our office right here, $32 on Amazon. It's the Lepcon selfie light room. So this is kind of accomplishes a few things. One, you've got two attachments where you can attach your phone. So the one that's at the bottom right there gives you the portrait mode, or the one up top that's in the middle of the circle, that one twist where you can go landscape, right? So if you don't want to do the selfie stick and worry about your hand shaking and all that stuff, you can buy this thing, $32. You clip your phone on. You can use either the front camera or the back camera. You can portrait, landscape, all that stuff adjusts. And in the light, there's 5 different settings that are on that green light. And so on the back of that light, there's a button you push, and you can make it really, really bright, dim the light. There's also one where you can make it like blue light, where it's like angels from heaven coming down and lighting all the room. It's really, really bright. This thing will compact into a device that's about this tall and fit in a bag. So the stand that goes up has these clips. You pop the clips out and just compact it right down, and it almost fit in purse. If you wanted to do that compact. The other thing that's neat is it comes with a Bluetooth clicker, right? So instead of you posting it up there and then push record and
Run it back
around, get back in front of the camera and all that stuff, this Bluetooth button that you have, you push the button to start and you push the button to stop. So it cuts out the running back and forth to the camera. $32 on Amazon. If you're a Prime member, you can have it next day delivered to you. Really, really easy setup to use. All right. So the lighting is important. Audio is important. Here's another one, $39 for a lavalier microphone. So this can clip on your shirt. I've even seen some people hold it like it's a microphone. But to me, that looks kind of funny because you're holding this little.
Have you seen the little ones? So it's like in microphones and you're sitting there like that. I'm here. Like little American accent.
That's right. These things are really, really easy to use. They're plug and play. You don't do any setup, the software download on your phone or nothing like that. But to Liz's point, if I were recording a video right now without a microphone on and send it out, you would hear the echo in the video. If I had a lavalier mic that's pinned onto me, that's to my phone, you would not hear the echo that's in the room. If you're recording something outside, you've got cars driving by, you've got the wind blowing, you've got all that stuff that your phone will pick up. If you've got that lavalier mic in front, it's not picking up the background noise. And unless you got hurricane gust winds that are coming through, it's usually not going to pick up the sound of the wind either. So $39, and you can see here's the extra wind. They throw those extra wind. There's 2 of them in there that you can put on to really let drown out when you're recording videos outside. Again, that's on Amazon. It'll work on your PC, your laptop, and your phone. There's an extension cord. You can see the extension cord reaches to where you can stand 6.5 feet away from your ring light. So you can set the ring light up, you put your phone on the ring light accordion, your microphone on, and you've got 6.5 feet. So it's basically 6.5 feet would be here to maybe the other side of the end of the TV, somewhere around there. So you got plenty of space to get some room to where you're hooked up to this thing, and now you accomplish your lighting, you accomplish your audio. Or if you want to be fancy and go wireless, you go wireless. You can see this one's a little bit more expensive. This one's on Amazon. The Sabine Tech Smart Mic Bluetooth. It's got a little adapter that plugs into the bottom of your iPhone, and this thing just clips on your shirt, or you can hold it here if you want to. This one is wireless if you want a cleaner look without having a wire that's in the video. All right, so those are some, like I said, you guys can get a copy of this, or you can go shop at Amazon. And I think they're having an early deal day, I think next week, if you're a Prime member.
Let's say Amazon
Well-
and 6th through the 9th, Target's having the deal days on 2 days.
Yeah.
And they sell a lot of stuff like that.
Pretty good.
But I was just looking over the cordless one for $32. It's got 1,300 reviews for 30. I mean,
That's on Amazon, yeah, beautiful.
so you can research some of this stuff and find some, I think, inexpensively, or get one on sale or something.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, now's the time to get in with these pre-holiday sales that are coming up. All right, last few things to talk through, and then we'll recap some of this. So now we've talked about content. We've talked about creating some awareness for how inexpensive it is to buy the stuff that you need to do it. Now let's talk about editing, because I think editing is part that really creates anxiety for a lot of people. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this. I'm not that tech savvy. And what I'm going to show you here is some apps that make it really, really easy. So, I'm going to show you a couple of different slides here with some where most of this is free. I played around with Adobe Premiere a little bit. I don't know if any of you guys have Adobe Premiere for easy to use. I've used Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro is pretty easy to use. I haven't used any of the other ones.
Which one do you prefer, Final Cut or Premiere?
My favorite is CapCut.
I use Final Cut and Premiere.
Final Cut and CapCut are very similar. Yeah, very similar. But Final Cut, I think this one is probably my most favorite. My son, I've got a podcast, and my son does everything on iMovie. That one is a little bit over my pay grade.
But you can fiddle with it. I think you can kind of fiddle with it.
You either know or you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple's like, they're so snobby with their stuff. It's like, you gotta be an Apple snob to use it.
Yeah, and they do it at school like
And
that.
it's backwards from anything else, and they do it on purpose, because they want people to use their products, because I'm an Apple snob.
I do too.
But I'm also an Adobe snob.
Yeah, I've used iMovie a couple times, and it's a little tricky.
It is. You have to kind of finagle with it.
Everything has to be there.
Yeah. If you really wanted to learn iMovie, there's a Peach Mag store that's in East Chase that's an authorized Apple seller. And they do classes free classes all the time for.
I had a YouTube. I think I had to YouTube it to get through, like creating something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, some of that stuff's out there. Here's a couple more. I have not used any of these, but I've got a buddy in Atlanta that uses Wave Video. And again, these are ones that are all free. So you can go, you can download the apps, you can go to the websites, and you can kind of tinker with them to see which one meshes up the best with you. This one, CapCut and bottom left is the one that I use probably the most, and it's really, really easy to use. The cool thing about CapCut is you upload your video to CapCut, and there's a toolbar down at the bottom where you can add whatever you want. You want to add background music to it, you want to add stickers, you see the stickers on Instagram, you want to add stickers, if you want to add some text or anything like that. It's you just push the button that you want, you put your finger on the screen for where you want it to be, and it's pretty simple and easy. Cool thing about CapCut is as soon as you're done with the video, you can then immediately export it to your social channels. So you don't have to then go to Facebook, pull Facebook up, create a post, you don't have to do that. When you first set up CapCut, you will put your Instagram login, your Facebook login, all that stuff is on there. So as soon as you've uploaded the video and you edited the video, it will ask you where you want to share this. If you want to share it to YouTube, Facebook, it's gone. So it takes out the work you having to go.
Does it do, like, does it brand the videos with CapCut, like, does it say like powered by CapCut?
It does, very it does, yeah. And that's a good takeaway, because some folks don't like that.
Yeah. I still want it like on the screen during the video.
It's all the way there, yeah. And I'll show you on some of my videos what I've done where folks don't make it that far is you can add your headshot or your logo or something like that to the end of the video. And when you do that, it makes it to where it never gets that far in the video. Most people to watch it, right? So if I can turn my phone around for you guys to see. So this was
Oh my goodness. I'm playing with it. It started playing.
So this was a video that I recorded yesterday, talking about interest rates. And at the very end, I will add in my logo,
Nice.
that's just got my picture as that at the end. And so usually when folks get there, the video's over and they stop.
Yeah.
And it'll have that on there for roughly 8 seconds, and the CapCut thing will be at the end. So that's one way to kind of get around it,
Yeah.
is adding something like that. And you can even extend it out.
Yeah. So you give it an ending before the
That's right,
ending.
before it gets there. Really easy to use.
Mm.
All right, so this is more of like, if you want to kind of take your content to the next level, where, you know, I've told folks before, we talked about it a little bit in the branding class, all of us have to calculate and determine what is your hourly wage? What is your hourly wage, right? We're all commissions, you're like, man, I don't get an hourly wage, I get that. But how you determine your hourly age, or hourly age, your hourly
Age is
Our
accurate.
hourly age is
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
How you determine your hourly wage is by taking the income that you want to earn and then backing that down to an hourly number. And then now seeing, you know, what is a good use of your time and what is not a good use of your time. So some folks will say, hey, if it's going to take me 10, 15 minutes to fool around with these and try to figure it out and post it and all that stuff, that's not a good use of my time. These are freelance sites where you can shop services out for people to do it for you. I've used Fiverr before, and Fiverr is awesome. And that's the one I want to show you real quick here. So it's free to create an account on Fiverr. So when you go to Fiverr, the first thing you do up here is you go and set up an account. Once you set up an account, here's your dashboard. You'll create a profile. This is what that landing page for Fiverr looks like. Go to the spot here that says post a request. And it's almost kind of like a reverse eBay in a sense, where you were going to
Like a job need or a job ad you're looking for.
pretty much
What you're looking.
like, here's what I want to do, and then you're going to get stuff in where folks are going to say, hey, I'll do that for you for $10. I'll do that for you for $50. And these are all freelance workers. They have reviews, so you can read their reviews and read feedback from people that have used them for the stuff that you want to use them for, and you're going to get basically proposals from you know, dozens of people that can do the work. I used it when I was setting up my podcast because that was just a little over my head, and ended up the $35 is what the guy charged me just to completely set everything up. Going back to the video, Carol, that we looked at earlier, the food guy that had the intro music and the intro video and the logo and all that stuff, you got that right here. Right?
And they do logos as well.
Yeah.
Like, I've referred people to them to do, you know, create a logo. Yeah. You can say you want this style or that style or whatever, and go looking through there, and they'll send you proofs and examples. And I've never used it for a job though. That's a great idea to use it for
It is.
specific tasks.
They'll do intro music, outro music, and even like that opening trailer type deal that they did on that guy. Like I built all that out for me. So he had to send them a couple of pictures and headshots and that type of stuff, and the guy's other stock photos that he used. And that whole 10-second intro and the outro that he did was.
And then you just use it on every video. You don't need an intro, outro for each video you do.
Right.
It's kind of like a television show. They have the same introduction every time.
And there's folks that create a jingle for you. So if you want a jingle.
I need to get with them on Katie's sandwiches. I mean,
You should.
The world famous PB&J, you should absolutely do it. So when you click that spot that says post for request, this gives you an idea of what you can type in. So this is one I'm looking for someone to do video editing. My videos are approximately 5 minutes long, 2 minutes long, whatever. I want to edit it down. So basically, this is where you are creating your job posting for what you need help with, what you want done. Then you hit submit request, and that's when you start to get stuff back where people come back and tell you, here's what I'll do. So this is what it'll look like here. So these are like individual landing pages for these folks on Fiverr. So here's their reviews. Here's how many people reviewed them. Here's what the cost is for the proposal for them to do the work for you. And then when you click on these images, you can see all these images have a play button. So when you click on these images, it'll show you examples of work that they've done. It just kind of goes through one loop. Very, very easy, simple, and again, you know, is it worth your time to spend 2-3 hours to try to go through Canva and all the other things to create this for you? Or would you be willing to pay $20 to Vodaka in 1990 to create that for me. I'm spending $20 in my man for Vodaka in 1990 to create it for me, right? All right, so Fiverr, can you ever check that out? That's good. This is just an extension again of showing where these folks have come in and give a promotional request to work for. All right, almost there. Last two things, where to post. So video marketing, the big three, where are people watching videos the most? Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And so Randy class, we talked about how old people, this is perception, old people are on Facebook, right? So my mom and my dad are on Facebook, I don't want to be on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. Now guess what? Mom and dad have set up Instagram accounts, now I'm going to TikTok.
But don't forget, mom and dad have good credit and stable
That's
finances,
right.
so don't leave out mom and dad.
Those are their, illegal money,
That's right.
stuff, right?
They got a good reputation. Stick with them a little bit.
So we got the TikTok class, which we'll do that one probably next. That's fun to have.
Yeah.
But TikTok is really not a platform, for you to put a 90-second education. Not sure. Well, so you can make educational videos,
And
right?
still be in the
See,
same.
I did
Yeah.
this, and I posted a video yesterday, it's gotten 14,800 views in the past hour, and got 190 followers. Not because it has anything to do with my content, because it's not my parrot in one of the shots, but
That stuff matters.
there's my real estate stuff's getting boosted too now, all my real estate videos are getting boosted 2 weeks about one video.
How long is that?
It's the algorithm.
Is 30 seconds.
Okay, see, that's the key.
But it's literally me reviewing my pantry and my bird sitting on the door. And everybody's like, is that a bird? Do you have a parrot? Is that a bird? And that's what got their attention. So
Yeah.
all
Like you have a
my
pet
real estate
tiger or
videos-
something. People have their own
He's gonna be
parrots.
sitting- All of my real estate videos, he's gonna be sitting on my shoulder now. Just because people like that.
People
Yeah.
watch it.
Whatever.
Absolutely.
It's my lost friend.
You found your gimmick.
Oh, awesome.
He, so you might not see, I might not have CNBC, but I'll have views.
That's right. That's right.
It's for it.
Smart. That's part of the whole creative brand too, right?
Get your gimmick.
I just got it, I think.
The thought behind that is if you've got a minute and 15-second educational video, TikTok is not a platform for that right now, right? So like a 20-30-second video where you got stuff popping up like, your title would be, do I need 20% down to buy a house? And the answer is no. The popular videos where people are pointing to stuff and there's music in the background, that can be an educational video.
Mhm.
Where it could be no, there's 100% options, 3.5% down, but something recorded where.
More in the
you're
comments,
going through
follow me in the
education.
DM or whatever it is, in the bio.
TikTok's
And
not there yet, but you could have.
you're pushing people to other places on TikTok.
That's right. So Instagram, Facebook, you get Reels on Instagram, now you get Reels on Facebook. YouTube is the number 2 site for searches, for informational content searches. So Google is number 1, YouTube is currently the second one for where people go
Maybe Google come back
to
to
search
number
for.
one, 'cause for a while, it's TikTok. TikTok surpassed Google for the first time ever this past year.
There's been
Because learn it on
two sites
TikTok,
that's
I'm
out.
sure, that whole learn the hacks and the
I
things.
Google everything on TikTok, I'm like, hey, how do you, I make.
You even Google on TikTok, but you're not Googling.
Well, I mean,
You're
yeah,
TikToking.
I'm looking at TikTok, but I asked TikTok questions.
Yeah.
I made bread the other day from TikTok.
Yeah.
Ingredients.
It's incredible.
So we could take advantage of that for sure, like learn it
Yeah.
on TikTok real estate style, that whole thing.
Now you can geotag everything now with all of your videos, so it'll get better like YouTube, you can geotag Montgomery, Alabama, so your SEO is SEO. But
Yeah, that's advanced social media, right?
not really, SEO is very easy. Now, most places like YouTube and Instagram, I don't know, Facebook, I don't know a lot on Facebook, but their SEO is very automated now. You just type in what you want it. So you type in buyers, sellers, Montgomery, travel, whatever, and it'll target those people. It's all very easy, and I'm sure there's probably somebody on Fiverr that will do it.
That's right.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's true.
That's right. 15, $20 on Fiverr. All right, so Instagram, we went through these, so I won't spend a whole lot of time on them, but you've got Insta stories, You got your reels, posts, do Instagram live, same type thing on Facebook. Now that Facebook owns Instagram, a lot of the same functionality between the two. This right here, like I'm going to send you guys today, just gives you ideas of things that you can do in creating content. The research shows that the algorithms, Katie mentioned that earlier, the algorithms will put you to the top of people's feed the more active that you are. So posting 3 to 5 days a week is pretty critical. And then also you interacting and engaging with other people's posts. People see your posts, you have to engage and interact with their posts. So like their posts, share their posts. The more you do that on other people's feeds, that's going to put you to the top of their page with the way the algorithm is written as well. Yes, comments as well, that's right. Going back to the whole, if you see there's 30 or 40 comments, if somebody leaves a comment, going back to this thing, thanks, or something like that, you're exactly right, that drives that engagement. Spikes the algorithms. This is an example of Jeff Smith, Hopewell Baker guy, and see he's posting videos weekly on YouTube. And where he gets most of his engagement is by Google searches. So when people search different topics in his area, some of the geomapping type stuff, the Google results that come up are links to some of his informational snippets that he's putting on YouTube. These are some ideas that are going to be embedded in here for you as well, things that folks do. And again, all these graphics.
We had Kid Kozak, the Orlando real estate, y'all remember that?
Yeah,
Kozak did a class here. He did, he toured Shaq's house. He didn't have it listed, but he called the listing agent and did a video tour, and it got like millions of views. And so now from that, he was doing just real estate stuff. Now he totally focuses on what to do in Orlando, and he'll start what to do in Orlando and then pop in some like real estate with it. And he's taking off like crazy. So yeah, he did a class for us last year. I think it was really cool.
So that
he started with his phone.
To it.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have fancy stuff when he started. He just did his phone.
That's awesome. I've had some people ask about, these graphics and stuff. A lot of folks are doing that off of Canva. You can go to Canva.
Just put the background.
Last night preparing for this, I just out of curiosity, I went to Fiverr and put in what it would cost for somebody to do those graphics, and it was like $5.
Yeah.
It was less than $10 for the post.
Because it's somebody you're getting to do this that can do it in their sleep.
That's
Like
right.
we're over here going, oh my God, how do you do that? How do you do that? And it's somebody that just like could throw it up there in 30 seconds. It's worth $5 to get them to do
It's
it.
worth all of it.
Yes.
That's right. So there is help. Okay, last thing, action plan. So like we talked about in the beginning, anytime with these classes, the thing that can happen a lot of times is to have 2 or 3 good takeaways, and I can do that, and life gets in the way. We've got some tools and resources we have that can help you, especially with engagement on social media. So one of the things that I'm going to send to Katie when I get back to the office to distribute it out is we produce social media content calendars. So this takes all the preparing out of the way for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So this is an example of what a 30-day social media content calendar looks like, where these are just suggestions of things you can do on each day where you're making posts. Some of them videos, some of them just your pictures, some of them actually content. If you don't have a YouTube channel yet, that's okay. Even if you find somebody that does in another market, like a guy in Austin that's covering something around the contingent offers or whatever, you can still share that link and say, hey, here's a realtor partner in another market, got some good perspective on how to submit contingency offers. That can be something that you're providing education with, even on YouTube channel set up there. So I've got a content calendar that I'll get to Katie, all of you can have. And here's the thing, it's got every month planned out already. We are working on the 2023 calendar. Probably be end of November, beginning of December when we have that. Once we have that, I'll talk about to you as well. So one of the things too, a lot of times I've been guilty of it as well, is saying, man, I need to post something today. What can I post? This takes something out for you. Something else I'll tell you too, these playbooks that Tyler and I bring to you guys every month. There's a cool resource in these every month as well, where if you're running out of ideas for something to post on social media, every month we have ideas for things that obviously things that are Halloween themed. So there's ideas for social media videos and even scripting, or like you just copy and paste the stuff and put it on post. And the one that I always say is just the absolute fail safe of, man, I need to post something, I don't know what to post. Every month
National
these
whatever,
magazines,
yeah.
Today's
whatever
golf
they-
day.
What is it?
Today's golf day.
Golf day.
Today is National Golf Day.
Mhm.
On this day, all of over 4,300 professional members of the PGA are encouraged to play golf with contributors for charity. Each year, a top-ranked golfer is made chairman of the event. This is a truly admirable and worthy event with great intentions, encouraging courses around the country to hold their own charitable events. So reading that makes that something I thought about reading it would be
So we're gonna go play golf and do real estate.
Good.
Golf course.
or roll up at a golf course and mention that, and then at the same time mention who your favorite charity is.
Yep.
Right, and give a shout out to one of your favorite charities, talk about Red Cross.
Yeah.
Hey, today's National Golf Day, here's what's happening, folks are playing golf together, raise money for charity. Hey, by the way, we're planning an event that we're gonna put together, it could be a fundraiser for Red Cross for 15 second social media posts right there, right? So between this content and these that we send out every month, there's always some great ideas to help you with things that you can post to stay active on social media. All right, so these are things to talk about: live video, most watched clips, video examples, recording and editing, some ideas of things you can buy on Amazon, where to post, and action plan. So, good ideas today, good stuff, some good takeaways. Was this value? Was this value add for you? Okay, good. I want to make sure every time we come in here, there's one or two nuggets that can be good takeaways to help you as you expand your brand. The last thing I wanted to mention to all of you as well is I mentioned this in the last class, and we're like on the 5-yard line, like we're almost there first and goal. Like Tyler and I just kind of went through a phase of you guys were in the construction guys out front. So all of our furniture has come in, some of it we had to put together, and we've got all that done for the most part. We've got to get some boxes and stuff out of the office, but by next week, we should be fully functional with all the cleanup and stuff out of the way. One of the rooms in our office is a social media room. And so if any of you here or on the feed need somewhere to record a video, we have a room for the community to come in and use. We have ring lights, we have props and all that type of stuff where you can record content if you need somewhere to record content. So if that's something you need, and just ordering the ring light stuff, I'm still not ready for it yet. Come to our office, we got all the stuff that I showed you. We got microphones, we've got ring lights, we've got tables, props, all that good stuff. That anything that you need to record video by Monday of next week will be in a presentable spot. Cleaners are coming tomorrow. You only unpack a box and set the styrofoam down here. It looks like it snowed in the office. That's how it looks in the office right now. We got the styrofoam snowflakes. So cleaning company is coming tomorrow to get those out. So know that you've got a resource if you need it in our media room at the new office in Hempstead that you're welcome to use absolutely anytime that you need.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And you guys, we're to kind of put a bow on all of this, we're doing a video contest. So we used to do, for those of you that were here, we used to do like before COVID, I said, if I had $1 every time I said before COVID. I know, right? Whatever. Before the pandemic, we shut down the world. We would do contests, listing contests, and different themes around the months. And it brought a little energy and excitement. Now that we know so many viewers on social media and the video is the way to go to kind of push everybody out there, and I hope y'all on Zoom can hear me, we're going to do a contest. We'll do monthly winners and then do from now to the end of the year, and at the end of the year, like best all around. So like you have time if you've never done video to kind of get with it, get yourself out of the box, or if you're already kind of like lists and my SEOs and this like all this other stuff, like wherever you are on the spectrum of like feeling comfortable with it or not feeling comfortable with it, put yourself out there, and we're going to reward you for doing it. So I'm going to send all the details around that, but basically you get 100 points for attending today. You on Zoom, I've got everybody's name written down, so everybody starts with 100 points. For you doing your first video, when you do your first video, you get 200 points. If you share it on 3 platforms, you get 100 points. Using the required hashtags, I have already created the 9 to 12 hashtags we need. If you want to use your own, it has to be 9 to 12. Or if you want to use the ones we have and send out an email, you can literally just copy paste it, put it in your notes, and then every time on social media, just copy paste it. You get 100 points for every new video. You get 200 points if your video is about KW culture. So like today, we had a team meeting and I'm so excited I learned this. That's an example. Or we believe in God family business. Or here at KW, we believe in win-win. This is how I help you, the seller, the buyer, as a win-win. You see how, does that make sense for everybody? And reminder, you are required to have a professional image. You do not have to have on a suit with the shoulder pads and tie and your Sunday shoes. And bold people, I don't want to see your club clothes. I do not want to see you looking like you're looking for a man or a woman or whatever. This is not the dating site. You're not getting prizes. You may get your license released. Please be professional. Carol asked this morning, she said, what I have on, is that okay? So for y'all on, not on Zoom, she's got a jean jacket on, a t-shirt, khaki pants. We're very casual now. Look at Glenn. This is the mortgage business now, right? And Glenn has himself modestly attired today. Okay, feel like I have to say that, but Mother Goose Katie does have to say that. Okay, we want to get with the hip kids, but not so hip. Okay, if you can't show it in Sunday school, you don't need to show it. Anyway, professionally branded, all has to have Keller Williams all over it. Tag KW Montgomery. So we have a KW Montgomery Instagram, we have a KW Montgomery business page. Working on setting up a KW Montgomery TikTok. All of the ways, and in order to get points, you can screenshot it and shoot it over the front desk. All these rules will come out in an email, so please read today's follow-up email. Glenn will get the slide deck to me, so anybody on Zoom that couldn't quite see or even hear and you want to have this to reference, we may just give y'all a movement folder, and every week y'all can pop it in the folder and all the agents can pop in that folder and get it. Any questions about this morning?
That's a good idea. I can create a folder on Google Drive and just start dropping things in.
Yeah, and then we'll just share it with all the agents.
It's perfect.
That's kind of what we do for the agent body. No vulgar music also. So if you can't share it in Sunday school, even if you don't go to church, you know what that means here in the Bible Belt. You don't need, you know, if your grandma or your auntie down the road cannot watch this, you do not need to share it. We want to be professional and we're all casual and cool.
This is the leader.
We ain't gonna say, you know, it can have a sick beat, but it don't need to have no vulgar ugly language in it. Okay.
You can search the instrumental, even if the song's got bad words in it.
Yep.
You can search the
Or
instrumental.
pick another verse that don't say the ugly word. I mean,
There's plenty of,
Yeah.
plenty of stuff out there.
there's plenty of stuff. I will say one thing I learned through Zooming and then put it in the our YouTube channel for KW Montgomery was I couldn't just play music like the beginning of our class and then wait on everybody to jump on. YouTube now there's like rights to the music. So try to use the site's audio that they provide, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, because they won't block your copywritten music. If I play my playlist, even though it might be my iTunes that I own that song, I don't own the copyright to the song. So it will mute you. So use the audio provided. Anyway, we're going to keep going. We're going to do TikTok next. So we'll get that lined up. And the resources will be shared. I hope everybody has a great day.
Yes, I will.
Yes.
I don't mind.
Shaquille is first. Everybody write that down.
I've never done.
Bye, everybody.
So you can